Big 12 Sound Roundup.
Check 1, 2.
The best bites, cheap shots, and excuses from Saturday's post-game news conferences.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Final segment here of the first hour. It's your Big 12 Sound Roundup, as the big voice indicated there. It's all brought to you by Macy's Grocery Store. Happy shopping, everybody. Mitch, Harper, Alex, Kirry, happy Sunday. We want to encourage you to go check out the podcast if you miss any portion of this show. We break down all things Big 12, including, of course, heavy emphasis on the local teams here with BYU and Utah being a part of the Big 12, and big weekend every weekend in the Big 12. It's can they take over the term Conference of Champions now that Pac-12 is not using? Are they still using that? Or I don't know if that's something they could steal from them, Mitch.
That's a good question.
Sure they can continue to.
I don't know. Boise State.
Look, I mean, at this point,
and Oregon State Conference of Champions.
Oh, hey, you know what? It's a really good point. All right, well, let's kick things off here. Over the weekend, well, now listen, Coach Prime. I like I said, I don't want to give the apology yet, and I don't believe totally yet in Colorado. However, they are piling on Arizona. It seems like everybody else is right now. They absolutely blast the Wildcats. And here's what Coach Prime said afterward, because he had some high-profile action before the game on people commenting about how his team was going to do, and here's what he had to say.
Let me go out and underscore this, too. I thought President Obama is everything to me. I mean, I love him. I admire him. I respect him tremendously. But I heard what he said. You know, President, I heard what you said, man. Like, come on. That's why I really don't get into politics. I'm into people, because politicians they play the political game, and he was here and had to play the political game. So they have two good players. We got more than two good players, but you're here, so you had to support that. And what he said, they won the last 3 meetings or 2 meetings, something like that. He did his homework. Somebody gave him some great statistics. But President, come on, man. You my man. I love you. I appreciate you. But come on, dog. God bless you. I still love you.
Coach Prime calling out former President Barack Obama, because former President Obama said in Arizona when he was talking to potential voters, he's like, yeah, you guys are going to win because Colorado's only got 2 good players. And so Coach Prime answers to that. That's kind of fun. But that also shows you how big of a reach. I mean, Coach Prime, his team, they capture a massive stage whenever they take the field. And now that they're winning, holy cow, the eyeballs are going to be massive going forward for this team. But
behind closed doors, don't you think that Coach Prime goes, man, we only got 2 good players. I don't know how we're doing this. Like, I think that he probably really thinks that too. So I don't know about that. And then of course,
maybe Shiloh
we
too.
had to
He's
pull
3.
this one. No, I know. Yeah, but even he knows that he's not the gifted Sanders of the family. All right, Jake Retzlaff after BYU's win, he starts to get pretty confident at that podium. Starts talking about a few things a bit deeper than just the game. It's about how much you love football.
It's magical. It's spiritual. How can you not be romantic about this game? Just something like that. A couple of the guys, Waylon Abuaho was in tears on the sideline. Connor Pay scooting around in tears. Like, it's a special experience, man. And doing it at home makes it even more fun. It was fun. It was just unbelievable, man. That's something that's going to be talked about for a long time, especially in my household.
Jake Retzlaff's becoming like a storyteller at the podium at these post-game pressers, man. And look, I enjoy it. As someone who wants a good soundbite and a good cut quote,
man.
Great. Like, let's hear Retzlaff continue to have these fun interactions with the media. I enjoy it. It's good stuff from the BYU quarterback, and really I don't think anyone saw this developing where he's a great soundbite, because I think a lot of people thought, he's probably going to be avoiding the mic because he's going to be facing pressure week after week to maintain his job. He's settled in. He's QB1, and he's clearly enjoying the spotlight. Someone who's not enjoying the spotlight is probably the Arizona State kicker right now, because, I don't think we've ever really seen this in college football where a guy just straight up publicly loses his job. Kenny Dillingham, he sounds off on their kicking situation, and he was pretty candid.
You can be aggressive, but just because you convert doesn't guarantee that you make it one possession. So you would hope that you can make, a kick, one of those, but our kicking game's atrocious. So if you can kick and you're at Arizona State, email me, right? We're going to have kicking tryouts on Monday. So bring it on, kicking tryouts Monday. Let's go. Yeah, I'm dead serious. We're going to put it out on our social. We're going to have a kicking tryout on Monday. We got to find somebody who can make a field goal. It makes it even harder, like late in games when it's clearly a kick scenario. Like that's when it gets really hard because you're like, it's clearly a kick. Like you definitely want to take points here. There's no doubt in your mind. And he hadn't had a kick this game. He was kicking good pregame, so I felt good about it. But, it is what it is. Like, we got to do a better job getting him in the better mental state to kick. But at the same token, I got to do a job, and I got to get guys on the field that can perform in those situations as well. And, we'll go to work, and we'll get better, and we'll have a tryout and see if somebody's good enough. And if somebody's not, then you know what? Status quo, keep going to work. If somebody is, then, we'll add them to the team and rock and roll from there.
Oh, that poor kicker for Arizona State. If I knew his name, I would absolutely say, I'm so sorry for you, young man. But here's the thing. Remember when Mike Leach – okay, this is what I was going to say. It's not that they had a bad kicking situation when Mike Leach was at Texas Tech. Do you remember this, Mitch? They actually had a contest with students, very similar to the ones we see in the
yes.
At the halftime. Do you remember they actually had a guy come out there and he blasted like a 25 or a 35 yarder and like put it like 3/4 of the way up the pipes there. Leach asked him to come out for a tryout and he actually made the freaking team, and then he ends up winning a scholarship later. That was Mike Leach back in the day going, well, we don't have very good kickers. When I saw the guy in the stands, and I thought, I'll get him a tryout or whatever. Like, that was an absolute moment from Mike Leach. And Kenny Dillingham got, like, more grumpy. He was, like, mad at the kid. But, yeah, he's taking a lot of shots on social because he's being so rude about it. It's crazy. Ian Hershey, is that the name of the young man?
Yeah.
Well,
Ian Hershey
right.
from Chubbuck, Idaho. 2 hours north of us, 2.5 hours.
Hey, R.I.P. your kicking career, Ian Hershey. Hopefully you can find yourself somewhere else where your coach is a little bit nicer. All right, that's our Sound Roundup there. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back. We've got a whole other hour here for you. You know what we're going to do? We're going to break down that Utah and TCU game. And maybe that doesn't sound like music to your ears if you're a Utah fan, but we'll have to get into some of the details on the nitty-gritty on how Kyle Whittingham and his guys are going to have to pull out of this tailspin, a 3-game losing streak after falling to TCU last night in Salt Lake City. We'll come back. We've got more to go right here. It's 1st and 12 on KSL News Radio and 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.